Welcome, we are Canonymous, keeping a watchful eye on Canadian domestic and foreign affairs. I recently released a short about the support of the Houthis in downtown Toronto, and I found it weird and a little disgusting. My biggest criticism being that the cheering of violence against any ship in the Red Sea, even if it's innocent. If these were military ships coming toward Israel or from Israel or for Israel, etc., I might even have a different opinion, as it would be soldier to soldier kind of idea, and in that case, fine. But in this case, it isn't. Back it up a bit, if you aren't aware, Canada has been aiding in attacks against the Houthi group in the Red Sea, a terrorist group by US standards, but apparently not by Canadians, and that's still pending, I guess. The Houthis, for those that don't know, are a rebel group from Yemen. There is an official government of Yemen, but the Houthis hold a significant amount of power in the region at 70 to 75% control of the population and 1/3 of the country's territory. But this hasn't stopped the USA from designating them a terror organization, especially as they mount drone attacks on trade ships passing through the Red Sea. The Houthis claim this is because these ships are aiding Israel and they are fighting for their brothers. But the fact of the matter is 80% of the channel blocked by the Houthis, only 5% of the vehicles passing through said channel are actually Israeli. The rest are innocent merchant ships caught in the crossfire. This group has been known to use child soldiers. They're young people forced to carry weapons and kill. A child made to fight against his own people. With a slogan like this one on the screen, child soldiering is probably just a day in the park for them, so I question why are Arab Canadians and others are supporting this, but they are. Then there's a ship by the name of the Galaxy Leader, along with its crew, which are being held as hostages by the Houthis at the time of recording. This commercial ship has ties to Israel, and that's why they're keeping it. On other occasions, Houthis have boarded or sought to board merchant tankers. On others, they have targeted cargo ships and drones and missiles, and missed a fair amount of times to boot. Damage has been minimal in most cases, aside from the Galaxy Leader I talked about earlier. Canadian intelligence has aided US and UK forces as they launch strikes on ships and even into Yemen itself to deter the Houthis. But once again, with their slogan, this is probably the kind of stuff they live for. Now, this isn't a video about bashing Yemenis people. There is a big difference between the Houthis who want power and the innocent people of Yemen. My heart goes out to them. I'm not going to go into it too detailed in this video. I'm here to relate this to Canadians, not tell Houthis' full life story. But I will mention a bit more. The Yemen civil war has stunted the growth of that country for far too long, and I always say it's the civilians that get hurt in these bouts for power, and it's looking like that's what this is. A bout for power. The Houthis looking at an opportunity to do as Iran needs by causing issue and trouble for the US in the Red Sea, in hopes to continue getting aid from Iran to help them in their push to take complete control over Yemen later. And if you can help the Palestinian people in the meantime, you gain a potential ally. All of this under the guise of helping your Arab brothers. So all that being said, how does this actually affect Canadians? Well, with the global network that brings anywhere from 400 to 500,000 containers to Canadian ports, it's going to affect a little bit. The Red Sea is one of the world's most densely packed shipping lanes. South of the Suez Canal, it's the most significant waterway connecting Europe, Asia, and East Africa. Between Djibouti and Yemen is the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, probably mispronouncing that, apologies, the area that the Houthis are targeting. So, with 12% of global trade, including 30% of global container traffic, we're talking billions of dollars, billions of goods running through the Red Sea every year, meaning we can expect delays that can affect petrol prices, grain prices, and anywhere and anything from toy prices to electronic prices. Now, we've kind of been here before when the Suez Canal got blocked not too long ago, and then a bit during COVID. It's bearable, but not fun for anyone, and the longer the war goes on, the longer we have to deal with these issues, and the worse it's gonna get. We already have high enough gas prices in Canada, and I just saw a tweet from Polyev looking like Trudeau's about to quadruple the tax again. So some companies have just straight up stopped using it, wise, and have diverted their ships. But obviously that means it's going to take a little bit longer, about 2 weeks longer, which adds cost. The fact that we haven't, at least at the time of recording, designated the Houthis as a terrorist group despite all of this, even after the states already have, is telling. Canada is a safe place for terrorists. Shame. I mean, lastly, take this in, because even when the US brought this up to the UN, they took a vote on whether or not the US has a right to defend the ships in the Red Sea with their own military force. A vote was held. China and Russia and a few others just straight up didn't vote. Hey, they didn't vote against it or for it, but even they recognize we can't really say anything about this one because this is getting ridiculous. And even they have stuff that's going to be passing through, which the Houthis aren't going to touch any Chinese ships, that's for sure, because they have their little whatever deal with Iran. We can get into that in a different video. Anyways, comment down below. Let me know what you think about all of this and more. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more.